Final stretch of the 2025 season as we get ready for baseball here from Mike Gillespie Field, College of the Canyons, and LA Mission College here today. Hi everybody, I'm Matt Robinson. Happy to have you with us as always. Get you right to the starting lineup for the LA Mission College Eagles here as they get ready to take on COC. As they played on, these two teams went at it on, on Tuesday for an LA Mission win. And the Eagles head coach, Brian Hernandez, will send Douglas Zuniga, the second baseman, to lead things off, followed by Eric Polanco, Josh Rodriguez in the 3 spot, then Julian Weiss, followed by Ray Perez, Adrian Jaime, then Ricky Rodriguez, Diego Tafola, and Victor Carrera rounding out the lineup. They will face Chad Stanchfield for College of the Canyons, getting the start today for Chris Coda's side. Stanchfield this season 5-0 with a 7.44 ERA. 42 and a third innings pitched. He's 35 runs, all of them earned, with 32 walks, 18 strikeouts, a whip of 1.82. As opposing hitters hitting .285 against him this season. An important game for College of the Canyons today if they want to try and keep their very slim and needing lots of help playoff chances alive. They're likely eliminated the way we look at it right now, but there still is a possibility that they could get in as an at-large. They would need to finish top 3 in the WSC South. Right now they are tied with LA Mission in the WSC South for 5th at 7-9, with Bakersfield and Antelope Valley at 8-8, just above them. Citrus and Glendale are going to finish top 2, more than likely. Both those teams with 12 wins this season in conference play. Bakersfield and Antelope Valley both at 8-8, like we said. So for Canyons, they need a win here today. They need to win their last 5 games. They need some help from both Glendale and LA Valley to finish 3rd. They'd be 2 games below 500, so they'd be eligible for an at-large, not guaranteed an at-large, because you have to finish 500 or better and finish in the top 3 in your conference to be guaranteed a bid to the playoffs. So they would be eligible. They need a win here today. That's the first key as they take on LA Mission. First pitch to Douglas Zuniga, misses up and in. Zuniga, a 302 hitter with 8 doubles, 3 triples, and a home run. 20 runs batted in. He takes a pitch out and away, and it's ball 2. For Stanchfield, last pitched on the 9th against LA Valley, went 7 innings, gave up 5 hits, had a really solid game as that pitch hits Zuniga, and he's going to go down to first base. So a hit batter and the leadoff runner aboard for LA Mission. So a tough start for Stanchfield here. Leadoff runner aboard for Mission. Eric Polanco will step in, 289 this season, with a home run and 30 runs batted in. Tied for the team lead in RBIs this season as he takes the first pitch down, and it's Chris Collado, the catcher behind the dish, able to block it. For Stanchfield, I actually don't have how many hit batters he has. I'm sorry, I thought I had that in my notes. Apparently I do not, so. Gets the first pitch over for his first pitch over for a strike, evens the count at 1-1. As we were saying, for Stanchfield, went 7 innings, gave up 5 hits, 3 runs, walked 5 and struck out 2 in that game against LA Valley. This one bunted foul. As Polanco got a bat on it, but couldn't keep it in play. Puts the count at 1-2. Zuniga this season has 5 stolen bases. Mission as a group, 67 stolen bases on 91 attempts this season. Stealing about 73% of bases. Canyons has really struggled throwing runners out. 84 stolen bases against on 90 attempts, only throwing out 6.7% of base runners this season. This one fouled back to the screen. Keeps the count at 1-2. Again, we'll check on Zuniga. For Polanco this season, just 10 extra base hits so far. 13 walks and 30 strikeouts. Swings and lifts this one on the air to right field. Shallow, Reed Farrell, a long run to come in and get it. Makes the play, then fires towards first. But back safely as Zuniga one away. Set the defense for you here for Canyons with Farrell in right, Ben Stratton center, and Brady Yeaman out in left. On the infield, Van Ness at first, Bessemer at second, Kuwatani the shortstop, and Hogan the third baseman. Chris Collado behind the plate, working as the catcher. One away for Josh Rodriguez. 284 from the left side this season. 4 doubles, 4 home runs, 23 runs batted in. That one misses up. One ball and no strikes to count as the righty Stanchfield up on the rubber, delivers and misses up and in. So 2 balls and no strikes. They'll check on the runner at first. For Stanchfield, just his 10th start of the season. Has had some hard luck so far this year. As have most of the Canyon starters. Tyler Hahn, Kevin Fotorero, Ricky Sturm all have started games this season, have all had some hard luck in terms of picking up decisions. It's been relied upon for the bullpen a lot here. This ball lifted in the air on the infield. Kuwatani, the shortstop, calling for it. Rodriguez barely gets it into the outfield grass. 2 away. So good recovery so far from Stanchfield as he'll face Jillian Weiss. 359 for Weiss, 5 doubles, a triple, and 1 home run. 30 runs batted in, tied for the team lead with Polanco. Just 12 strikeouts so far this season, over 131 at-bats. Very tough to punch out this year, and puts the ball in play quite a bit. Just 18 walks this season. For Weiss, a batting average on balls in play of 383 this year. Puts the ball in play about 90% of the time, just above that. Zuniga acts like he's going to move, does not, pitches in for a called strike. A 1 pitch misses out and away. Weiss, one of the more dangerous hitters in the LA Mission lineup. Hot ball in the dirt. Collado can't scoop it up. Zuniga reading ball in the dirt, taking off immediately. Stanchfield misses down again. They'll throw behind Zuniga at second here. This ball lifted in the air in foul territory up the first base side. Van Ness not going to be able to get there. For Zuniga, his 6th stolen base of the year puts him in scoring position. Mission trying to catch in here is Weiss. As we said, very tough to get out on a punch out. On a 12-game hitting streak right now. Was 1 for 5 on Tuesday. They will say, yes, he did. So right on cue, Stanchfield has his first strikeout of the ball game as he punches out Weiss, who's down on strikes for just the 13th time this season. Leadoff hit batter, nothing else. As LA Mission leaves a runner at second base. Home half of the first upcoming. And we'll get you the lineup for COC. As Chris Cota going to send a very familiar group to the plate today. Ben Strutt will lead things off. He'll be followed by Travis Van Ness, then Reed Farrell. Liam Alstrom in the cleanup spot today and doing the designated hitting. Michael Hogan, the third baseman, followed by the second baseman, Joey Bessemer. Then Brady Gaiman, Chris Collado, and Kotaro Kubatani rounding out the lineup in 7, 8, 9 for College of the Canyons and Chris Cota here today. As they will face Jack Nelson getting the start. 3-6 for LA Mission this season, a 7.76 ERA. In 60 1/3, 61 runs allowed, 52 of those earned with 38 walks and 52 Ks. A whip of 2.04 this season. Has a high batting average against, though. Opposing hitters hitting .337 against him this season. Has given up 85 hits and 5 home runs as he'll face a very daunting Canyons lineup, who is one of the top offenses in the state in terms of home runs and runs driven in. 6th in the state in home runs with 40 this season. As they can launch the ball. About 85% of their home runs have come here at Mike Gillespie Field this year. So it'll be a test for Nelson as he'll face Ben Strutt to lead things off. .315 for Strutt this year. 6 doubles, a triple, and 14 runs batted in, having a pretty good single season in terms of walks and walks and stolen bases, I should say. 24th in the state in stolen bases with 19th, 17th in the state in walks with 28. He's tied for 10th on the single season walks list for College of the Canyons, with Wyatt Hoppy from 2016 and Andrew Sherrill from just a season ago, as that one gets back to the screen as Nelson loses it. Tied for 8th in stolen bases this year, single season, as well, with those 19 tied with 06 is Nick Margis. So a solid all-time season right now going for Ben Strutt. Transferred from Santa Barbara City, where he played a season ago. Takes a call and strike, 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one down in the dirt. So we'll even the count at 2-2. Nelson trying to go back to work. Strutt fights this one off as it was in on the hands. Defensively for Mission today, Weiss at first, Zuniga at second, Carrera the shortstop, and Rodriguez at third. Jaime Polanco and Perez from left to right in the outfield with Tofola behind the plate. This one a chopper up the middle. Going to be a tough play. Carrera and Zuniga can't get to it as it gets out into center field. So Ben Strutt, a seeing eye bouncing ball base hit, and the leadoff runner aboard for COC here in their half of the first inning. Now you keep an eye on Strutt with his 19 stolen bases as Travis Van Ness steps in. .306 average this season with 5 doubles, a home run, and 23 runs batted in. The top 3 for Canyons, all hitting above 300 this year. And all have a little bit of pop behind them, especially 3 and 4. Van Ness gonna bunt, try and bunt for a single here. Rodriguez scoops, fires, not gonna be in time. It gets out into right field. Van Ness gonna move up to second base as Strutt goes to third. Chris Cota will hold him there. Canyons with runners on second and third and nobody out. And the 3-hitter, Reed Farrell, coming to the dish with a chance to try and cash in for COC here in the first. So base hit and an error. And you get the most dangerous hitter in the Canyons lineup in Reed Farrell, who is another guy having an all-time season this year. Error's going to go against Rodriguez, his 5th. Scratch that, his 13th. Farrell hitting .367, 10 home runs, 47 runs batted in. Takes that pitch out and away. For Farrell right now, tied for 18th in the single-season RBI list with those 47 RBIs. Last year's Jose Mariano, and then 16, Anthony Lepre, both with 47 runs batted in. He's 17th on the all-time hits list, 16th on the all-time doubles list, 9th on the all-time RBIs list, and 11th on the all-time runs list. So Reed having a heck of a year, heck of a career here at College of the Canyons. Pretty solid slugging percentage over his 2 seasons. Slugging .558, which right now is 8th best if the season were to end today. He's going to take a 4-pitch walk, and the bases are going to load here for Canyons. So working around Reed Farrell without working around him immediately. And they'll face Liam Ostrom, who's hitting .273 with 9 home runs and 34 runs batted in. There's a struggle here for Jack Nelson, with the bases loaded for Canyons here in the first. Not helped out by the defense on a ground ball seeing eye single and a bunt single. Ostrom takes down and away. Nelson's struggling to find the zone here early on. Nelson, 13 starts now this season. He only went 2 2/3, picked up the loss against Bakersfield on the 9th in his last start. Struggling here today. Ostrom takes a pitch right down the heart of the plate for a called strike. Over the last 10 for Nelson, 3 and 4, just 49 and didn't add that correctly, so call it 51 1/3 innings pitched. This one fouled away. .73 hits, 51 runs against, 43 of those earned with 30 walks and 41 strikeouts. One ball, 2 strikes to count here to Liam Ostrom. Bases loaded full of Cougars here in the first and nobody out. That pitch down in the dirt. Good job by Tofola to keep it in front. For Nelson this season, 15 wild pitches now. Actually, scratch that, 14 wild pitches. That other one didn't count because there was nobody on yet this season. So we'll check with the runner on third as we usually try to. Count works to full here to Ostrom. Canyons trying to get on the board here in the first. They had a 4-0 lead on Tuesday going into the 6th inning. Mission was able to come from behind. So Canyons trying to jump out to an early lead again, maybe make this one look a little different here at Mike Gillespie Field. 3-2 on the way, nobody out. Ostrom takes up And it's ball 4, so an RBI for Ostrom as Canyons walks home a run, and they have a 1-0 lead. So Michael Hogan will come in. Hitting .271 with 6 home runs and 29 RBIs. This offensive group for Canyons has plenty of pop behind it. That's kind of been the deal with them this year, is can drive the ball around the field. It's just a matter of putting it all together for wins. Getting some help from the bullpen as well has been a bit of a struggle at times this year. Conference over after back-to-back walks from Nelson and a pitch that missed away to Hogan. And the 1-0 misses away, so it's 2 balls and no strikes. Hogan 6 doubles, 6 home runs. Just 10 strikeouts this season, having an impressive single season in terms of those numbers. One of the all-time lowest single season strikeout numbers, considering 144 at-bats. You have to go all the way back to 1974. Steve Smith for College of the Canyons only had 2 strikeouts and 110 at-bats that season. And then Jeff Hughes in 1983, only 4 Ks and 143 at-bats. There's been a number of guys up above there. Alex Bishop had 6 as Hogan works another walk. 3 straight walks. And Canyons now with a 2-0 lead. So walks will hurt you at any time of the ball game, but especially with the bases loaded. And here comes Joey Bessemer, as it's a 2-0 Canyons advantage right now. Gets one in there for a strike. So RBIs that don't come much easier than that for Ostrom and Hogan. And here's Bessemer batting .278 this season. A little bit of pop behind him as well with 3 home runs and 4 doubles. Everybody but Kotaro Kuatani in the Canyons lineup today has a home run this, or excuse me, and Ben Strutt, sorry. Those are the only 2 Canyons players in the lineup today without a home run this season. So just tells you how much pop the team does have, especially here at Mike Gillespie, like we said. On 85% of their home runs come here. Bessemer fouls this one away. The only problem for Canyons on that front, yeah, they hit a lot of home runs, but they give up a lot as well. Two-strike pitch up coming to Bessemer. He waits on the 1-2 with the bases loaded. Still nobody out here in the Canyons first. And a 2-0 lead. That one down in the dirt. Good job by Tafola to keep it in front. So Bessemer squares the count at 2-2. Fouls that one into the glove of Tafola, and he's down on strikes. So Nelson gets his first strikeout of the day on a foul tip into the catcher's glove. 1 down. Here's Brady Yeaman. Has been excellent since installing himself into the lineup over the last few games, hitting .391. This one fouled away off to the left. With a double and a home run, 8 runs batted in. Didn't get a lot of opportunities early in the season, but now in his 17th game of the season and his 5th start. 8 for 18 over his last 10 with a double and a home run and 8 RBIs. 2 for 3 with a double and an RBI on Tuesday. Trying to stay hot here with the bases loaded and 1 down. Waits on the Nelson pitch, swings, hits it in the air out to left center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. 1 run will score. They'll send Ahlstrom from second base. He will score standing up. A 2 RBI base hit for Brady Yeaman. And Canyons has a 4-0 lead here in the first. Good piece of hitting that time from Brady. Just goes with the pitch out into left field. Drives home a pair. And Chris Collado will come to the plate, batting .287. With 5 doubles and 4 home runs, with 18 runs batted in. As Hogan stands out at second, 2 more runs come across for Canyons. Collado takes down. So just about as good of a start as you could have asked for Chris Cota and company today. It's a solid 4-run first inning. Nelson trying to still work out of the trouble. Mission has some action going on in the bullpen here early. Collado can't take. Wanted to offer it that one, decided against it. Umpire says it's a strike nonetheless. Way down to 1-2. Collado down on strikes. 2 punch outs in the inning for Nelson now. But Canyons is batted around as Kotaro Kuwatani, the 9-hitter, will come to the plate. KT hitting .317 this season. Young man out of Sapporo, Japan. 4 doubles, 16 runs batted in. Got to keep an eye on him as he's willing to play small ball. We've seen him bunt for a base hit a number of times this season. He's had an excellent year out of the 9 spot. 38 hits and 120 at-bats. Pressed into that shortstop position this year. Last year kind of moved around the infield a little bit, but it's been the everyday shortstop for Chris Cota. As he hits with Hogan at second base and Yeaman at first. This one off of Nelson's foot. He'll scoop it and fire. 4 runs across for Canyons, though. Is the damage done? They get it off 2 walks and a 2 RBI base hit from Brady Yeaman. We go to the second inning, 4-0 COC.
Make hosting your next event easy with the Dr. Diane G. Van Hook University Center. With over 30 meeting spaces, wireless video teleconferencing capabilities, food service, and technical support available, the University Center has everything you need to make your next event shine. Conveniently located near the 5 and 14 freeways in Santa Clarita, the University Center offers easy access to local airports and many attractions, making it the ideal meeting place for everyone. To learn more about our rental options or to book now, visit canyons.edu/University Center.
Top half of the second. Perez, Jaime, and Rodriguez scheduled up for LA Mission. Ray Perez this season, 285 from the left side of the plate. 4 doubles, 3 home runs. Couple of triples in there as well with 23 runs batted in. Takes a called strike. As Stanchfield spotted a 4-0 lead here. So we go 1 ball, 1 strike. Perez a huge hack. Swings and misses. Mission in the dark grays with dark blue numbers. Really hard to see. So if we do miss something, we apologize, but makes it tough on us up here. Two balls, 2 strikes. Here to Ray Perez. 5-hitter for LA Mission. This one popped up on the infield. Bessemer cutting across the bag. Leaps in the air to make the play as Kuatani was right behind him. So a good pitch from Stanchfield. 3 pop-ups so far, 2 of them on the infield as he gets that one completed by Joey Bessemer. 1 down for Adrian Jaime. 275 this season, 19 for 69 with 5 doubles, a triple, and a home run. First pitch from Stanchfield misses. Defensively for Canyons this season, most of their errors have come on the left side of the infield and up the middle. Hogan with 12, Kuatani with 15, Bessemer with 6. Everybody else in the field with 3 or less. But so far the defense making the simple plays that they need to. Stanchfield trying to throw strikes. That one fouled away and the bat slips out of Adrian Jaime's hands. The right fielder 1 for 4 against Canyons on Tuesday. 13 for 39. With 2 doubles and 7 runs batted in over the last 10. Stanchfield's 2-1 in for a strike. Three balls, 2 strikes to count here. Jaime works a walk. First walk of the day issued by Stanchfield. Second pass without a hit as he's hit a batter and walked a batter. 1 out base runner for LA Mission. Here's Ricky Rodriguez, the designated hitter, batting .282. 7 doubles, 3 home runs, 22 runs batted in. Stanchfield's pitch in for a called strike. Jaime just 3 stolen bases so far this season on 4 attempts. Again, Mission runs well, middle of the pack, 28th in the state in stolen bases successfully completed. 22nd in the state in stolen base attempts, 67 for 91. Considering the percentage, though, it's 73.6%. They're 73rd in California. So maybe not stealing at quite the clip they would like to. Called strike 3 is Rodriguez down. Second strikeout of the ball game for Stanchfield. Is quick on 3 pitches to retire the DH. Two down for Diego Tafola. Stanchfield trying to work around a one-out walk. Runner in motion. This one hit on the ground on the right side. That's a base hit. Well executed that time by the catcher Tafola on the run and hit. Pulls Bessemer towards the second base bag with the righty up there, and he just pokes it out into right field. So runners on the corners here for LA Mission, their first hit of the ball game. And the 9-hitter will come to the plate. Here's Victor Carrera. 202 this season for Carrera, which is 22 hits. 15 runs batted in. A chance to try and pick one up here with runners in the corners. Takes a called strike. The old school run and hit from LA Mission. Don't see that very often anymore in today's game. That along with, although it's making a comeback this year, bunting in Major League Baseball. We see it more here in the 3C2A, but those types of things have kind of been eliminated from baseball over the last number of years. That ball in the dirt. Collado keeps it in front. Didn't matter anyway. Tafola was running on the pitch, so he's got a stolen base. And now two runners out there here for Victor Carrera. Stanchfield laboring a little bit. This one chopped up the middle. That'll get through for a base hit. One run will score. Strutt charging, going to fire to the plate. Throw not going to be in time. A 2 RBI base hit for Victor Carrera. And it's a 2-run ball game at 4-2 as LA Mission able to get 2 out runners across. Good news is for Stanchfield, spotted a 4-run lead here, so you go back to the top of the order now. And Douglas Zuniga, who was hit by a pitch and stole a base. Collado throws down to second, throw not in time, as in safely as Carrera with his 8th stolen base of the season. And again, Canyon's victimized by the base running. So Mission with another runner in scoring position here. That one in for a called strike. This ball hit out into the air to right field. Sinking line drive's going to get down. Farrell cuts it off, fires to the plate. They're going to hold the runner despite the fact that the ball gets away from Collado. It is going to allow Zuniga to advance to second base, though. And so Mission now with 2 more runners out there in scoring position. And 2 away, and we're going to get a timeout. As Ryan Paramo out of the dugout wants to chat here. It's a good throw from Reed Farrell, saves a run for the moment. Polanco, who flew out to right field in his first at-bat, now stands in. Polanco, 30 RBIs this season. 2 more would give him the team lead and tie the ball game. Trying to do it here on a base hit. Hard hit sinking line drive from Douglas Zuniga. Puts runners at second and third. This one on the ground. Kuatani gobbles it up, fires it to first. So Stanchfield gives up 2, but that's it. 4-2 as we go to the home half of the second inning.
The Jersey Mike's catering box is the easiest way to feed your friends. The hard part is picking your sub. That's why we're having a draft. With the first pick, Sarah from Carolina selects number 13, the original Italian.
You know, I trusted my gut, and that's exactly where the sub's gonna go, so.
Hold on, we've got a trade. Jake traded his second pick with me, because I'm starved. Freshly sliced subs to go, wherever you and your friends go. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
You leap so large, they call you hang time. But say, someday you catch a bad landing. Our advanced knee operations keep you playing on.
The Canyons half of the second will start where the Canyons half of the first started, back at the top of the order with Ben Strutt to lead things off, followed by Travis Van Ness and Reed Farrell in a 4-2 ball game here. So far 6 runs through the first 2 innings. Canyons with 4 in the first, Mission with 2 in the second. Canyons half of the second upcoming. Today, one of our final 3 scheduled live streams of the year. The 2025-26 school year, we should say. We'll have both the baseball home games next week against Antelope Valley, as softball actually playing their final home game of the regular season right now against LA Valley. And then they'll be on the road next week. Actually, sorry, scratch that. They do have 2 on Saturday. We just will not be covering those on Saturday. So if you are in Santa Clarita and want to come watch, number 1 ranked Palomar will actually be in town on Saturday to take on Canyons softball. Check cocathletics.com for the schedule. It's a doubleheader, so it should be a fun one. So we go to work here with Ben Strutt, a base hit and a run scored in the first. Takes a called strike, wasn't sure about it, but there is no ABS here in the 3C2A, so you can't tap your hat and hope for a change in the call. Live with it and move on like the old days as we go 1-1. I would not imagine we ever get to the point where the 3C2A has both ABS and instant replay. You might one day get instant replay, but I really don't think that's even going to happen. 1-1 misses away, 2 balls and 1 strike. Talked about Ben Strutt having an all-time season in terms of walks and the stolen bases. Was 2 for 5 with 2 runs and a strikeout on Tuesday. 10 for his last 36, now 11 for 37 if you count today. As he takes inside. He's way ahead here. Nelson back out work in the second. The 2 runs will let Brian Hernandez stretch him out a little bit more. Save the bullpen for a little later in the game and in the series on Saturday back at LA Mission. As Strutt works another walk. 29th of the season, so you can officially pass Wyatt Hoppe and Andrew Sherrill for 10th all-time for Ben Strutt in the single season walks list. Pre-passes galore right now from Nelson. It's the 4th walk already in the day. When you have more walks than you do outs recorded, it's generally not a good sign. Trying to work out of it here, though. Strutt leads away from first. 19 of 22 this season running. I think he might have been going on that pitch, but Nelson checking on him keeps him there. 24th in the state in stolen bases is Strutt. I would imagine with Van Ness at the plate, who can bunt. We've seen him bunt for a hit already today. Chris Cota has that in his back pocket as well. Although now Rodriguez in on the grass on the third base side. Nelson again will keep an eye on Strutt. Pulled Weiss off the bag on the pick over. No limit on pick attempts here in the 3C2A, just limits on disengagements. Once you step off, if you don't throw the ball to a base, you only get 2 of those opportunities. But you can check on a runner as many times as you want picking off. Strutt going to run on this pitch. Van Ness going to take a strike, throw down to second base. Not going to be in time as Strutt in on the back side of the bag, despite a really good throw from Tofola. 20th stolen base of the season for Ben Strutt. Gives him 8th all-time. Pass Nick Margis. Now with 20 of them on the season. Got a long way to go here. Van Ness going to bunt now. This one going to be trouble. Tofola going to throw to third, and they have Strutt hung up. Very well done by Tofola that time. Now Mission got to play a pickle and try and get him in the rundown, and they do. That was a really good play by the catcher Tofola. Knew he was not going to get Van Ness at first. Knew Strutt was maybe going to try and peek, and threw right behind him, and they get him in the rundown and get him out. Important here, Van Ness advancing to second base at the very least. So Canyons kind of leaves off where they were. Couple of bunt hits for Travis Van Ness today. So one down for Reed Farrell, who walked in his first plate appearance. Canyons trying to cash in a leadoff walk and then a bunt single, but with one out now. As Van Ness, who runs pretty well, standing out at second base. Farrell waits on the Nelson delivery that misses away. The right-hander Nelson with a kind of a funky delivery a little bit. Kind of slings it into a 3/4 slot. Comes across his body on the pitch. And we've seen that a few times where he'll miss on the glove side. Trying to find that outside corner. 1-1 here to Farrell. Down in the dirt. Tofola does a good job. Can't state enough. It's a little play from Diego Tofola, the catcher. Shows up in the scorebook as an out, but it doesn't show you the IQ to be smart enough to know I'm not going to have this guy at first. Let's not throw one away, but let's see if we can catch the guy at third, kind of with his hand into the cookie jar. And instead of runners on the corners, it's a runner at second with a one away. Farrell with a bad swing that time. Not going to be happy with himself as he chases a pitch down near his feet. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner at second base. 4-2 Canyons here in their half of the second inning. That one down in the dirt. Tofola again. Same thing, that glove side miss from Nelson. Diego Tofola is having to put in some heavy work behind the plate right now. Count is 3-2 with 1 away. Farrell down on strikes and a ball in the dirt. Tofola going to have to throw it to first to complete it, and will. Van Ness will move up to third. So Nelson gets Farrell sleeping, or reaching, I should say. 2 down now for Liam Ostrom. Third strikeout of the day for Nelson. Base hit from Ostrom will give Canyons a run back after Mission got 2 in the second. Ostrom walked and scored. Top 4 in the lineup all scored in the first. All reached, all scored. Ostrom with an RBI walk in that first inning. Which seems like it was a while ago, but just a half inning ago. One ball, one strike. Nelson misses away. That one was a much better location. So 2 ball, 1 strike count here to Liam Ostrom. The right-handed hitting designated hitter. Gets hit by a pitch right in the rib cage. And so he'll wear that one and earn first base. One of those ones that you usually get a comment from the dugout of "don't rub it." Seventh time this season Ostrom has been hit by a pitch. Here's Michael Hogan with runners on the corners. Walked, brought in a run, and was left out at second base in the first. Ostrom, no stolen bases this season, hasn't attempted one. Pitch in there for a strike. Hogan 2 for 4 on Tuesday, 10 for his last 41. Riding a 4-game hitting streak and a 5-game on-base streak now. Ostrom a little slow on the dive back, but is back in time. For Hogan, over these last 10 games, as we said, 10 for 41 with 2 doubles, 2 home runs. He's driven in 6. Hits with runners on the corners here. He waits. Pitch misses down. Count is even at 1-1. Everybody checking with Chris Cota up the third base line. Ostrom stepping a dive back again. Is Nelson keeping them close? Thinking that maybe Canyons might have something on. Van Ness, who does run pretty well at third base. Ostrom kind of a strange dive back a couple of times. Instead of sliding with his hand into the dirt towards the bag, he puts his hand down, almost smacking the bag. A little different from what we're used to seeing. 1-1 here. Down and away. 2 balls and 1 strike to count to Michael Hogan. Slow moving second here. Traffic all over the map, but Canyons nothing to show for it so far. Now it's 3-1. Nelson running the pitch clock all the way down to the end that time before picking off towards first. This ball hit out of right field. That's a base hit. An RBI single for Michael Hogan. So Canyons gets one of the two back. Second run batted into the day for Michael Hogan as he stays hot. And here's Joey Bessemer. Hard hit ball that time from Hogan. Line drive base hit to right. Bessemer struck out in his first at bat. Swings and lifts the first pitch in the air to right field. Perez coming in. Zuniga going out. Zuniga makes the play. Inning is over, but Canyons gets one back. 5-2 as we go to the third.
Whether we're on the move or stuck in one place, it's with us. Comforting, healing, and transforming lives. It's the power of you. With 4 world-class hospitals and over 170 clinics across Southern California, together, we're building a healthier community. We're your neighbors, your friends, your family. It begins with you. UCLA Health.
Three, 4, and 5 due up for LA Mission here in the third. Rodriguez, Weiss, and Perez. Stanchfield back with a 3-run advantage after Canyons got one of the two back in the second. Rodriguez a pop out to the shortstop Kuatani back in the first. Josh 2 for 4 on Tuesday with an RBI. But has struggled over the last handful of games. Just 4 for his last 33. It's brought the average down. Actually, I'm reading in the wrong spot. 11 for his last 33, so he hasn't been struggling. He's been all right. Still hitting just 284. I was actually reading Victor Carrera's stat line. 2-strike pitch from Stanchfield misses outside. Chopper up the first base side, foul. For Stanchfield this season, opposing hitters hitting .292 against him on balls in play. His FIP at 644. Strike 3 called. It's 644 FIP is one of the lower ones on the roster, actually, so it's pretty good. The lower the fielding independent pitching, the better. It's like earned run average. Weiss, who was a strikeout in the first, comes to the plate. Stanchfield now with 3 strikeouts in the ball game. One ball, one strike to count here to Weiss. Just 1 for 6 so far in the series. Still holding that 12-game hitting streak, as we said. 16 for 40 in the last 10 coming into today. Swings and misses as Stanchfield fools him that time on an off-speed pitch. As we said, a high contact rate from Julian Weiss, 90.8% contact rate. As he swings and hits this one down the left field line, but it's foul. That's called strike 3, and Stanchfield a couple of strikeouts. Both looking here in the inning, 2 down. Four strikeouts here for Stanchfield today. Perez pop up to second. So 2-out walk issued to Ray Perez, and here's Jaime. So Stanchfield here in the ball game. 4 strikeouts, 2 walks. Trying to reset himself back in. Fouled away by the left fielder. One ball, one strike to count here to Adrian Jaime. Stanchfield's delivery, a slow roller on the left side. Hogan cuts across, throws it in the dirt. That's an error on Michael Hogan. That might bring home an LA Mission run. And Canyons actually has 2 guys hung up here. Jaime was advancing. And they'll tag Adrian Jaime for the final out of the inning, as Brian Hernandez decided to hold Ray Perez at third, as Canyons did a good job with Van Ness getting over to go get to it. And I think actually really was Reed Farrell coming down, making things interesting. It's hard to see on the cameras, but Canyons will get Jaime after he reaches on an error and then is tagged out trying to advance. So we'll go to the home half of the third, 5-3. So Canyons bailed out by some ill-timed base running mistake from LA Mission. And here's Brady Yeaman. 391 this season. Coming into today, he has a 2 RBI base hit back in the first. No runs for Mission in that inning. No runs on no hits. 1 Canyons error. And 1 left on base for Mission. So far, 4 left on base for the Eagles, so through 3 innings. Canyons through 2.5 with the same number. Yeaman waits on a 1-1. Yeaman's older brother, Colin, 2-year player here at College of the Canyons and was a pretty good one. The all-time career batting average leader at .417 over his 2 seasons. 91 hits for him over 2 years in 2023 and 24. 25 of those hits were doubles. So this one's soft line drive, and Nelson makes the play in his glove coming off the mound. So L1 if you're scoring at home, 1 away. And Chris Collado coming to the plate. Struck out back in the first. One of 3 strikeouts for Jack Nelson so far today was Chris Collado. Pitch misses away. Both Nelson and Toffolo weren't happy with where the pitch was. Brian Hernandez not happy, actually popped his head out of the dugout, asking where it was. Hernandez was actually standing back deeper in the dugout and saw him kind of walk forward from where he was. 2 balls and no strikes here to Chris Collado. The 2-1 in for a called strike. We'll go 3 balls and 1 strike here. 1 chopped foul. So the count will work to full. Collado lifts the 3-2 into right field and deep. This one's going to be trouble. Perez is not going to get there. A solo home run for Chris Collado as he deposits it out on the walkway near the North Commons. And Canyons adds another here in their half of the third. A solo home run, the 5th of the year for the catcher Chris Collado. The ball initially off the bat didn't sound like it had enough juice to leave. But in that instance, it gets out as Mike Gillespie Field remains the, shall we say, Coors Field of the 3C2A. Most home runs hit here in the state this season between for Canyons and against Canyons. So here's Kuatani, this one down the first base line, foul. Kuatani grounded back to the box in his first. Actually wanted to look it up, and I forgot, so we'll look it up now. We can get the website to populate here as Kuatani takes. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 away. 1 across on a solo home run from Chris Collado, his 5th of the year. For Canyons this season, now 41 home runs. The issue is they've given up 61. Of course, the internet does not work well enough out here, and the 3C2A website does not like my iPad at times, so if I can find it elsewhere. Kuatani down on strikes. So 2 down, we go back to the top of the order in Ben Strutt. Fourth strikeout for Nelson. Strutt is singled and has walked, has scored a run and was caught trying to extend last inning to third base. Little hand in the cookie jar action, as it were. Hits with nobody on and 2 away. For Canyons this season, 31 of their 41 home runs have been here at home. So does that. I think this is a little lower than what I had initially given. As Strutt grounds out to the second baseman in Zuniga, and that'll end the inning. Canyons does get 1, though. Solo home run from Chris Collado. We'll clean up top when we come back for the 4th.
Can I get it Mike's way? What's happening?
And your free sub. Enjoy.
That was super weird.
Oh, that? Nah. She just used the Shore points you can now earn from chip and drink purchases to get free sub through the app. Download the Jersey Mike's app and earn rewards towards free subs with every sub, Pepsi, and Lay's you purchase.
Welcome to College of the Canyons, where students become the success stories of tomorrow. Whether you're already in the workforce or just getting started, our flexible schedules are a game changer. And students don't just earn degrees, they catapult into desirable careers in top 4-year universities for just $46 per unit. Quality education without crushing debt. Ditch the cookie-cutter mold of college and make college work for you. Register now at canyons.edu/schedule.
Ricky Rodriguez a base hit to start off here in the 4th inning. So Canyons, we're doing some numbers. 75% of their home runs this season have come here at Mike Gillespie Field after that Chris Collado home run. For the Cougars this season, as we said, 31 of 41 now here at Mike Gillespie. First pitch swinging fouled away. Problem is 45 of 50, or of 60, what? 66 is what I said? I can't remember what I said. 61 have come here at Mike Gillespie Field. So now you're talking between allowed and 4. There's actually 32 home runs now with the Collado home run. 77 home runs here at Mike Gillespie Field. I did the math earlier in the season, and nobody else was within 20 home runs of where Canyons was when it was at 50. I can't imagine that number has changed. So, the most hitter-friendly ballpark in the 3C2A this year. Diego Tafola, who's got a base hit and a run scored, comes to the plate and waits on a 1-1 from Chad Stanchfield. Runner in motion, and again, run and hit, well executed right up the right side. Tafola again. He's going to try and move to second on the throw to third, and does. So Rodriguez into third safely on the run and hit. Tafola down to second on the throw to third from the right fielder Reed Farrell. And mission in business here in the 4th. Second time today, the old school run and hit from LA Mission. And both times it was Diego Tafola executing it. Little chopper through the right side. And we go to the 9-hitter in Victor Carrera, who drove in a couple of runs last time to the plate. Not sure what the discussion was between Brian Hernandez and the home plate umpire. Second and third here for LA Mission. Nobody out. So Stanchfield in his first bit of early inning trouble. That one smoked off the glove of Hogan out into left field. Both runs will score, although Tafola made it a little more interesting than he needed to. And a 2 RBI double for Victor Carrera. Is LA Mission back within 2? So a hard hit ball. Carrera, all 4 runs batted in so far today for LA Mission. Hit that one extremely hard. Not much Michael Hogan could do. And back to the top of the order we go for LA Mission with Douglas Zuniga. This one, a good bunt from Zuniga, but Hogan scoops, fires. One away on a sacrifice. So you move Carrera up to third. You bring Eric Polanco to the plate, who's 0 for 2 today with a fly out and a ground out. And a 2-run ball game here in the 4th inning. This one hit deep to left field. That one going to leave, no doubt about it. A 2-run home run, and we are tied as Eric Polanco is second of the season, taking aim at Cars out behind the left center field wall, has tied it up at 6. So you'll empty the bases here. 2 more runs across. 3 in the inning, and we're tied at 4 in the inning, excuse me, and we are tied at 6. So a fresh ball game here in the top half of the 4th. Here's Josh Rodriguez, 0 for 2, with a pop out and a punch out. This ball hit hard out into right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Farrell going to scoop it and limit it to just a single. So Mission's starting to get to Stanchfield here a little bit. We talked about the importance of this for Canyons today to try and keep their slim chances at a playoff appearance alive. The same can be said for LA Mission at 16-19. They're still very much in the hunt. They'd need to complete the sweep over Canyons to get themselves within one game of 500, and then would lead 2 wins over Glendale, which is going to be a tough task next week in 3 games to get to 500 and potentially finish in 3rd in the WOC South and earn an auto bid. Otherwise, they're in the same boat as Canyons. They need some help. They will need help from from LA Valley and COC next week if they're able to complete the sweep this week. If they don't sweep this week, they're going to need to sweep Glendale next week, which, again, that's a really tough task. But trying to keep slim hopes alive. First pitch swinging. This one hit on the ground by Weiss. A 6-4-3 tailor-made inning-ending double play. Damage done, though, for across. Canyons turns their 27th double play of the season, but they give up 4 runs off a 2-run home run from Eric Polanco to tie the game. We go to the home half of the 4th. So here's Travis Van Ness, 2 for 2 with a couple of bunt singles. Hasn't hit the ball out of the infield so far today, and has scored twice. Swings as the leadoff hitter and is behind in the count, 0-2. Maybe both his hits have gone, what do you say, Chewy, 15 feet for Van Ness today? Maybe. Yeah, I think the second one didn't even really get off the cutout in front of the plate. But their line drives in the scorebook, unless you have a broadcaster who has a decent memory, which sometimes I do. Sometimes, not all the time, though. 1 ball and 2 strikes to counter to Van Ness. Swings and lifts this one in the air to straightaway center field. Should be playable for Polanco, who drifts over to left center, or to right center and makes the catch. 1 down. Here's Reed Farrell, 0 for 1 today with a walk, a run scored. Struck out in the second inning. Sitting on 10 home runs this season. Farrell, 21 career doubles. Tied for 14th all time. It's that one softly on a line right at the third baseman, Rodriguez, who makes the play. So 2 quick outs here for Jack Nelson, who stays in the game. Look, touch and go early on for Jack, but has settled himself in. 2 down for Liam Alstrom now. Hit by a pitch and walked. Swings and chops the first pitch towards the Canyons dugout. And every single one of the Cougars leaning on the rail tries to make the play, but could not. Instead, it was Junjun Lee just calmly walking out to pick up the baseball from the middle. Ostrom, a big hack, pulls his head out, swings and misses. It's 0-2. Liam perpetually has the right blinker out. Right pocket always seems to be kind of sticking out. He's down on strikes. Good pitches from Nelson that time to get Ostrom waving. Well, 3 up, 3 down. First empty inning for Canyons in terms of runners on. We go to the 5th. It's tied at 6. So Mission with Perez, Jaime, and Rodriguez here to face Stanchfield. 2-2 count here to Ray Perez. Swings and hits this one in the air to right field. Yemen going back. Should have a play on it. Drifting back towards the wall. Will make the catch about 6 steps in front. 1 away. So 78 now total home runs here at Mike Gillespie Field after the home run in the last inning. Canyons with some action in the bullpen for the first time today. Jaime takes a called strike. 0 for 1, reached on an error and then made the third out between second and third back in the top of the third. Ill-advised trying to advance after the error by Michael Hogan. Thought they were going to try and score. Ray Perez took off, and turns out Perez was being held by Brian Hernandez. And then Jaime got all the way over to third before Canyons decided they were going to try and collect him in a rundown and get the out, which they did to end the inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Stanchfield delivers. Don't know where that one missed, but it misses out just outside, the umpire says. Pretty tight to me. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody out, or one out. Forgot there was an out already here in the 5th inning. Chopper foul into the third base dugout. Count goes to 3-2. This one fouled away. Little soft line drive base hit for Adrian Jaime. Out into center field. So 1 out single, and Mission has a base runner on. Brings us to Ricky Rodriguez. Singled, eventually came around to score last half inning. Swings and lifts this one in the air to right center field. That'll get down for a base hit. Farrell cuts it off. They'll split the runners between first and third as Jaime running on the contact. So Mission with the runners on the corners here in business with 1 away. A good piece of hitting by Rodriguez that time. The 8-hitter Diego Tofola, the catcher, who it doesn't show up this way, but saved a run, I would say, back in the Canyons' 2nd inning when he caught Ben Strutt being a little bit too aggressive over at third on a bunt. Little safety squeeze look here from LA Mission, and Tofola called for a strike as he offered at it. Tofola, a couple of hits on the right side today. Bunting again, that one rises up and in. It's 1 ball and 1 strike here. Interesting what the defense may do here with Tofola showing bunt. Hogan not crashing. Tofola showing it early here. Stanchfield throws this one away, though, as it gets away from Van Ness. And LA Mission has their first lead of the ball game at 7-6 as Adrian Jaime comes in to score. Runner in motion, throw down to second. Gonna be in time. So Chris Collado throws out just the 7th base runner of the season for Canyons as Rodriguez. They were trying to run and hit again with Tofola up there and the run already across, but he is caught stealing. And now 2 away. And Tofola down on strikes, but Mission able to cash in 1. I would say that's a good result, or an okay result, considering they had runners on the corners and just 1 away. But you'll take the run. They have a 7-6 lead. We go to the home half of the 5th inning here from Mike Gillespie Field. One hoppers at you. Block it. Home half of the 5th here. Hogan, Bessemer, and Yeaman, the scheduled hitters. First pitch swinging for Michael Hogan against Jack Nelson. Has a base hit out into left field. Leadoff runner aboard here for Canyons. Softball team is shown up. Fresh off a win over LA Valley. Trying to spur on the Canyons baseball squad here. Here's Joey Bessemer, 0 for 2 today. Popped out and struck out. Nelson will keep Michael Hogan close. Nelson, after again, it was touch and go in the first. They had bodies up in the bullpen early on. Had the first 5 runners against Reach. Gave up 4 runs in that first inning. Struggled through the second as well. Faced 6 batters, but since just 2 hits, one of them a home run from Chris Collado, but has settled himself in rather well. Two balls and no strikes to count here to Joey Bessemer. Keep an eye on Michael Hogan again. Hogan just 1 stolen base this season. Bessemer swings and chops it foul, and it catches Chris Cota. Who looks no worse for the wear. Where's Chris Cota, the longtime head coach for College of the Canyons, part of the 1986 state championship squad. Trying to look through. Because I can't remember off the top of my head. Thought I saw him somewhere in the top 20 all time in a specific category, but I can't remember where it is. Three balls, 2 strikes to count here to Bessemer. Hogan diving back is safe. Bessemer a chopper towards third. This is going to be a tough play for Rodriguez. He's got nothing on a old school Baltimore chop base hit for Joey Bessemer. Seen a lot of old school today. Well, that one comes from back before the television was really invented. Or prominent, I should say. 2 on here for Brady Yeaman. 2 RBI single back in the first, lined out softly in the third. It's 1 for 2. Mission expecting a bunt. Yeaman will bunt, but bunts foul. Looks like Mission prepared to run the wheel here. They had Rodriguez and Weiss crashing. Yeaman swinging this time, runners moving. Well done from Michael Hogan that time. Followed up by Joey Bessemer as the ball got off of Tofola's glove. And so without bunting, Canyon's now in business with runners at second and third. And nobody out for maybe their hottest bat in the lineup over the last 10 games. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Yeaman takes called strike 2, and it's 1-2. Kevin Fotorero up in the Canyons bullpen getting loose. That one gets by the The catcher to Fola, a wild pitch. And Michael Hogan comes to score, and we are tied up at 7-all. So it's not an exciting play, but it's a play nonetheless that brings in a run. That one, I guess, misses just off the plate. Looks like a pretty good pitch once again for Nelson, similar to one that Stanchfield had in the top half. Right now, Stanchfield off the hook as we're tied at 7 here. Yeaman waits, hits this one on the ground. They're going to try and come to the plate, and they will get Bessemer, who tries to slide in. Excellent throw from Carrera to Fola, making sure Bessemer couldn't get to the plate. And there's one away. Maybe there might be words between the two of them, but everybody up and moving on. Chris Cota going to go talk to the home plate umpire here. And I believe ask about if that was potentially a blocking the plate interference violation on the catcher, but gets a quick explanation. They say no. One away for Chris Collado. Solo home run back in the third inning. So just after LA Mission takes the lead, Canyons ties it up here. First pitch from Nelson nearly hits Collado. That one fouled away. Yeaman just back in time. Collado now 5 home runs on the season. That ball in the dirt. Good read by Yeaman. Brady with a stolen base. Second of the season for Brady Yeaman. Now the go-ahead run in scoring position here in the 5th. For the catcher, Chris Collado. Waits on a 2-1 here from Nelson. Swings and hits a line drive over a leaping Carrera for a base hit. Yeaman going to try and score as Jaime had trouble with it out in left field. Lost his hat, almost fell down. Yeaman scores on the base hit. And Canyons back out in front at 8-7 on an RBI single from Chris Collado, his second RBI of the day. That looks like it's going to spell the end of the day for Jack Nelson. And so a pitching changeup coming for LA Mission. After Canyons takes an 8-7 lead, we'll have it for you in just a second. So it'll be Alonso Padron coming in to take over. 14th appearance of the year for Padron. 17 innings and 9 ERA. 18 runs, 17 earned with 15 walks and 19 strikeouts. Last appearance on the 11th against Bakersfield went 2 innings, gave up 2 hits and a run with 2 walks and a strikeout. As he'll face Kotaro Kuatani here. For Jack Nelson, 5 innings and a third. Or, pardon me, 4 innings and a third. So far responsible for 8 runs. On 8 Canyons hits. Had some early walk issues with 4 walks. And 5 strikeouts in the ball game. Kotani 0 for 2 today. Tafola going to try and throw behind Collado here on a pitch that missed. Two balls, 1 strike. KT grounded back to the pitcher and struck out. Collado not a very big lead over at first. Kuatani bunting, bunts it in the air. Good play from Padron, the pitcher. The only one that could have fielded that one, and he makes a nice play. Don't see that often. Pop foul. Retrieved by the pitcher. Alonso Padron fielding his position. 2 down for Ben Strutt. The runner at first base. 2 runs across for Canyons. It started with a Michael Hogan base hit. A Joey Bessemer single. A wild pitch by Nelson. And Brady Yeaman coming around to score after stealing second base on the Chris Collado base hit. Collado so far today, 2 runs batted in. Yeaman a couple of runs batted in. Hogan a couple of runs batted in. And the top 4 in the order have accounted for 5 of the 8 Canyons runs. So it's been an excellent offensive day for them. You can say the same for LA Mission as they trail by 1, 8-7 here. Each team with 9 hits in the ball game and an error.
The center field camera.
Strutt lifts this one in the air to center field. This one's going to be trouble for Polanco. Going back, it's going to get over his head and bang off the wall. They're going to try and score Collado from first base. He will round. The throw goes to third. Collado will score. An RBI double for Ben Strutt, and Canyons now with a 9-7 lead. So Strutt with an RBI double. Here's Travis Van Ness. It's a 9-7 Canyons lead. That was a long run for the catcher Chris Collado that time. Sprinting around the bases. This ball lifted in the air to right field by Van Ness. Perez has it, and that'll end the inning. 2 more across, though, for Canyons, or 3 more across for Canyons. An RBI double from Ben Strutt makes it a 9-7 game. We go to the 6th. Here from... Kevin Fotorero in to take over. So Stanchfield goes 5. Is currently qualified for the win. After Canyons adds a couple of runs. For Kevin Fotorero, the left-hander. 13th appearance of the season is 1-7 with an 8.72 ERA. In 43 1/3, 51 runs. As this one hit in the air towards center field, Strutt driving in will make the play. 42 of those runs earned, 26 walks, 20 strikeouts for Footerero. One away as Carrera retired on a fly ball to center field. For Stanchfield, 5 innings, 9 hits, 7 runs. Six of those earned. Two walks on the day, 5 strikeouts. The home run allowed. Top of the order here now with one away is Douglas Zuniga at the plate. Zuniga hit by a pitch, a sacrifice. 1 for 1, make him 1 for 2 as he pops out in foul territory as Travis Van Ness makes the play. 2 up, 2 down here for Footerero. Here's the 2-hitter Eric Polanco, had the no-doubt 2-run home run back in the 4th inning to tie the game at 6. Taking aim at some cars out in the parking lot out behind the left center field fence. It's that one hard, but it's just a loud, long foul ball. She got out onto the street out there. Caromed out towards the batting cages of the softball field. So a long strike. This one will pop up on the right side that Van Ness will drift back and make the play. So a couple of pop-outs from Footerero. A pretty clean, easy inning for him. Maybe 7 pitches. 3 fly ball outs. We go to the bottom half of the 6th, 9-7. Farrell, Osterman, Hogan scheduled up here in the 6th. And a 9-7 Canyons lead. 9 runs on 10 hits for Canyons, 7 runs on 10 hits for LA Mission. Canyons 4 hits in the bottom half of the 5th. And 2 runs in the first pitch, hits Reed Farrell. So leadoff runner aboard is Padron, hits Farrell. Here's Liam Ulstrom, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. has been walked and hit by a pitch and scored a run. So far, even though the top of the order, the top 4 in the order have accounted for 4 runs. Just 4 hits, both coming from Strutt and Van Ness, each with 2 hits. Strutt with a chopper up the middle and a double in the last inning. Van Ness 2 bunt singles that didn't go more than a combined 15 feet. First disengagement on Padron. Outside of that, they're Farrell and Ostrom hitless. Contributions coming all up and down the lineup here as we continue on in the 6th with nobody out and a runner on first. Ostrom, again, the left blinker is out, or the right blinker is out every time. The back pocket on the right side is always sticking out for Michael Ostrom. I don't know if that's on purpose or it's just an accident and nobody cleans him up. Doesn't matter when you do stuff like that. A base hit out in the right field on a hard hit one-hopper. Farrell going to stay at second base. So a hard hit ball for Ostrom has his first hit. The first hit for 3 and 4 today, and we go to Michael Hogan. Canyons in business here. 2 runners on in the 6th inning. Hogan a couple of hits, couple of runs batted in. 2 for 2 today with a walk. They'll check on Reed Farrell, make sure he's staying put. Mission thinking maybe Michael Hogan, who does have plenty of pop, 6 home runs, 29, actually 31 now RBIs on the season. Might also be asked to try and sacrifice. So they've got the first baseman in Weiss in front of Michael Ostrom and up on the grass. Hogan not bunting, though, fouls the first pitch back. Now Hogan bunting. Padron's only play is going to be first base. Well executed sacrifice that time by the 5-hitter. One down, runners at second and third. Here's Joey Bessemer, who's had a tough one at the plate so far today. But 2 out there. Chance to try and cash in. Had a single back in the 5th, but is 1 for 3. Swings and lifts the first ball in the air to straightaway center field, but should be plenty deep to score Reed Farrell. Ostrom are going to try and make it to third. Heck of a throw by the center fielder in Polanco that time. But not enough to get Ostrom at third. A sacrifice fly ball for Joey Bessemer, an RBI, and Canyons has added another to their lead to make it 10-7. So an RBI fly ball from Joey Bessemer. Reed Farrell comes in to score. Now Brady Yeaman will come to the plate. But not before a discussion here. Ryan Hernandez out to chat with Polanco. And that'll end the day for the young man, or not Polanco, Padron, Alonzo Padron. We'll have a pitching change here from Mike Gillespie Field. So it's Jake Kaplan in to take over. 15th appearance of the year for Kaplan. 2-1 with an 8.53 ERA in 19 innings. 19 runs with 18 earned. 17 walks and 12 strikeouts. Polanco still responsible for Liam Ostrom over at third. Need to mark that correctly on my score sheet here. There's Brady Yeaman. Singled, lined out, grounded into a fielder's choice, and scored a run. It's an active day at the plate. Faces the lefty in Kaplan, who delivers. First pitch in for a called strike. It's 0-1. So an RBI sacrifice fly ball from Joey Bessemer. Seven of the 10 runs today have been driven in by the 5 spot and below for the Canyons lineup. Yeaman with a pair, Hogan with a pair, Collada with a pair, and Bessemer adding one here in the inning. Yeaman trying to add another one. Takes called strike 2, and it's 1-2. This one going to get away from the catcher. And so an easy run for Canyons that time. Wild pitch on Kaplan, his 5th of the year. Add one more run. Yeaman swings and lifts this one in the air towards left center field. Polanco calls off Jaime and makes the catch. Canyons, though, puts up a couple more. Make it 11-7 as we go to the 7th. Fotorero to work against Rodriguez, Weiss, and Perez. Here in the Mission half of the 7th. 11-7 in favor of COC. Rodriguez 1 for 3 today. Lefty Fotorero delivers down in the dirt. Called strike. One ball, one strike to count here to Josh Rodriguez. This one popped up. Left side, playable. Michael Hogan calling. Will make the play in foul territory. One away. So far for Fotorero, all 4 of his outs have been in the air, and 3 of them have been pop-ups to the infield. There's Julian Weiss. Off-speed pitch in the dirt. Weiss 0 for 3 today. Couple of strikeouts, and grounded into a double play. Remember, this is Julian Weiss, who only had 12 strikeouts coming into the ball game. Contact rate of over 90%. The 2 Ks against Stanchfield, grounded into an inning-ending double play back in the 4th inning. Trying to get something started here against Fotorero in the 7th. This Mission starting to run out of time now, trailing 11-7. Off-speed pitch misses away. Three balls and no strikes here to Weiss. That's going to bring him back to the plate. So Weiss will have a walk. First walk of the day issued by Fotorero. First base runner allowed as well. Here's Ray Perez. Walked, flew out, popped out. Canyons turned their 27th double play of the season a few innings ago. For Mission, that was just the 19th double play they've grounded into all year. Fotorero would love to have it happen again here in the 5th, or in the 7th. Instead, popped up straight back. Might be playable for Collado, who slides, and he could not keep it in his glove. Excellent effort from the catcher, Chris Collado, that time, but just couldn't keep it in his glove. So new life here for Ray Perez. Thought we might have a play on that one, Gigi. Gigi Monteforte, our director here today. Lots of foul ground here at Mike Gillespie Field. Runner in motion. This one popped up in foul ground up the first base side, and it's aimed at our photography intern Valerie over there, who's ducking, trying to run out of the way. Having a good giggle about it. When you see her next, you tell her she's got to make that play. Two-strike pitch against Perez here again. But Herrero delivers. That misses outside. Just inside, makes it 2-2. Weiss 8 stolen bases on the season, so we do have to keep an eye on him. 8 for 10 so far this year. Runner in motion, this one lifted in the air in foul territory again. Van Ness giving chase, might have a play on it. Does, will they double the man off at first? And they do! As Weiss was running on the play, never got back. An excellent job by the Canyons defense again. Their second double play of the ballgame. This one a fly ball and a tag out at first. Van Ness with a nice play. Stretch time, 11-7 here from Mike Gillespie Field. Kalata, Kutani, and Strutt. They face Kaplan here in the 7th. Canyons with an 11-7 lead. A speed pitch from Kaplan misses away on the first pitch here of the 7th inning. Kalata was solo home run back in the 4th. An RBI single in the 6th. Pretty solid day at the plate, 2 for 3. Threw a runner out a couple innings ago as well, which is a rarity for Canyons catchers over the last number of years. Waits on a 1-1 and a breaking ball from the lefty, offered at, but they say they check. Ryan Hernandez better be careful. Hollering about all balls and strikes. Collado pops this one. It'll get out of play. Ooh. Two balls and 2 strikes here to Chris Collado. And Collado down on strikes. 3-2 pitch down and away. Gets him swinging. 1 away. One down for Kotaro Kuwatani here. Kuwatani 0 for 3. Way ahead here, 2 balls, no strikes. Takes 2-0 for a called strike. Taro, not a man of many words, but one of the funnier guys on the roster when he does talk. We've done some Cougar chats with him before, and he's always got some good comments. Waits on a 2-1. Called strike 2, and it's 2-2. Comes from a pretty athletic family. His dad, a professional snowboarder out in Japan. Takes the 2-2 down. So for the second batter here in the inning, Kaplan runs the count full. Three balls and 2 strikes as Kuwatani waits. Kaplan delivers. Ball 4 misses away. Mission not happy with the called ball. Fans from both sides now starting to make a little noise as here's Ben Strutt. 2 hits and 3 at-bats with an RBI double in the 5th. As Kuwatani leads away from first. The lefty Kaplan delivers. Misses up and away. It's hard to tell from each baseline pitches are in or out. You can tell up or down, but in or out's kind of tough. There's been some close ones today. Kaplan checking on Kuwatani on the last attempt. We'll see if he does again, and he does. Taro back safely. Still 1 ball and no strikes. Shorter lead for Kuwatani this time. Stays put. Strutt takes a called strike. That one's going to get through to Fulla. It's going to get all the way back to the screen. Kuwatani all the way around to third. It's a wild pitch on Kaplan. And 2 bases for Kuwatani. Second wild pitch on Kaplan. So now he's got 6 on the season, and now a run 90 feet away with 1 away for Ben Strutt. And a hitter's count at 2 balls and 1 strike. More action in the Mission bullpen. Kaplan delivers an off-speed pitch in for a strike that Strutt maybe wasn't happy he took. Kind of hung there, and he just wasn't expecting it. So it evens the count at 2-2. Canyons 4 in the first, 1 in the second and the third, 3 in the fifth, and 2 in the sixth. On 11 hits in the ball game. That one nearly hits the back foot of Strutt. For Mission, 2 in the second, 4 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth on 10 hits in the ball game. And 1 error as the count runs to 3-2. Kuwatani 90 feet away at third base after the walk and the wild pitch. Strutt waits on a 3-2 as the infield for LA Mission is in to cut down the run. This one hit on the ground towards third. It kicks off the third baseman Rodriguez's foot out into center field. Strutt going to try and stretch it for a double. Slides in safely. So Strutt reaches second on the error. It's a ground ball that should have been an out. Instead, it's a run scored. And it's essentially a two-base error. There's a weird carom. Second error of the day on the LA Mission third baseman Rodriguez, who's now got 15 errors on the season, and that brings about a pitching change for Mission. As it's 12-7 here in the seventh. That is not a square. So it's a small play from Strutt, but it just shows the hustle. That ball kicked off the foot of Rodriguez and went out into center field. Polanco was maybe 30 steps away from the second base bag on the throw, and Strutt still able to beat him there. So the pitching change here for Mission. So Jesse Pineda will take over. It'll be his 9th appearance of the year, an ERA of 5.59 and 9 2/3. As he'll face Travis Van Ness with Ben Strutt out at second base and 1 away. So Kaplan goes 2/3 of an inning. As he came in to face Yeaman, got him, and got Collado. He's given up 1 run so far. And is responsible for the other one out there, but no errors. One walk and a 1 strikeout. Book stays open on him for now. Pineda's first pitch to Van Ness in for a strike. Van Ness, couple of base hits that haven't gone more than 15 feet. Both bunt singles back in the first and the second, then has flown out twice. Strutt out at second base is plenty of speed under him. Base hit likely adds another here in a 12-7 ball game. Pineda delivers an off speed in for a strike, and it's 0-2. Stratton motion. Van Ness lifts this down the right field line, but it's foul. This one hit on the ground towards short. They're going to try and get Strutt at third. That's an excellent play from Carrera to Rodriguez. The second out of the inning. So Van Ness on with a fielder's choice. Reed Farrell will come to the plate. Farrell, no hits so far today. Has been hit by a pitch and walked. Has scored twice. Is 0 for 2. Pineda delivers. Three balls and one strike here to Reed Farrell. Pineda trying to get LA Mission back into hit. 2 down here in the 8th. As Farrell will work his second walk today. So 2 on for Liam Ostrom. Ostrom had a single to right field in his last at bat, 1 for 2 today. Swings and lifts this one in the air to center field. Should be playable for Polanco, and he does make the catch. As it hangs up long enough for him to get to it. As he camps under, and that'll end the inning. Canyons, though, with one more. 12-7 as we go to the 8th. Adrian Jaime, Ricky Rodriguez, Diego Tafola here. Foderero continues to work. Canyons with Jake Rendo, I believe, up in the bullpen. Yep. Getting loose. Leadoff walk issued to Adrian Jaime. Second walk of the day issued by Foderero. Here's Ricky Rodriguez. Couple of hits and 3 at-bats. Breaking ball misses away. Foderero's lost the zone here. 3 balls and no strikes. Was 3-0 against Jaime to start the inning. Behind 3-0 here to Rodriguez. His mission, trying to battle back, chasing 5. Back-to-back walks. So, not a good start for Fotorero here in this 8th inning. After he pitched a clean 6th and faced the minimum in the 7th, they'll go to Jake Rendo here in the 8th to try and clean up this mess. With 2 on and nobody out in a 5-run ball game. So Chris Croto going to Jake Rendo, 14th appearance of the year, 694 earned run average. He's only pitched in 11 2/3. 9 runs, all of them earned, with 14 walks and 7 strikeouts. He'll face Tafola here to start, who immediately shows bunt. And Rendo's first pitch, a fastball pumped in there for a strike. Tafola, a couple of hits and a strikeout today. Fouls this one straight back over our heads. It's 0-2. Nobody out here in the 8th inning. Canyons holding a 5-run lead. Looks like Ricky Sturm up in the bullpen, maybe getting ready to try and finish this out if needed. Rendo's fastball misses down. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out and 2 on. This one a line shot right at Hogan, back to second base, and they double off Jaime at second base. Unfortunate for LA Mission, but good defense from Canyons that time. Tafola hit it hard, but it hit right at Michael Hogan for the first out. And then Jaime, who was getting a big secondary, doubled off on an excellent throw right to Bessemer for a strike from Hogan. So 2 down and a runner at first base for Victor Carrera, who bunts up the third base line. This is going to be a tough play for Hogan. Barehands fires, and he got him at first. Excellent defensive play by Michael Hogan to end the inning as a barehanded grab on a bunt attempt Cuts down the shortstop Carrera. We go to the home half of the 8th. It's still 12-7. As is often the case, a great defensive play often is the next guy up at the plate, and that is exactly where we are here in the 8th with Michael Hogan coming to bat to face Jesse Pineda. It'll be Hogan, Bessemer, and Yeaman. It's funny how that works out in baseball more often than not. An excellent barehanded pickup and fire to first to get Carrera to end the 8th. Two hits and as many at bats today with a sacrifice and a walk. Canyons, you'd love to pad the lead a little bit more here, up by 5. Seems like a lot, but with how quickly things can change here at Mike Gillespie Field, you want as many more as you can possibly get. Tuesday was a wide open offensive game and an 11-6 LA Mission win. This one way up the right field line. The first baseman Weiss giving Chase Perez, the right fielder, who's not really all that far off the right field line, didn't even move. So we'll make it 2-1 here. This one hit on the ground towards short. Carrera stabs it and fires it to first base. Returns the favor for Michael Hogan. One away. Looking ahead to the LA Mission 9th, they go back to the top of the order. Zuniga, Polanco, and Rodriguez. At the moment, scheduled to face Jake Rendo. Here's Joey Bessemer, singled. Drove in a run on a sacrifice fly ball, is 1 for 3 today. Swings and chops this one towards third. It's going to get by both the third baseman Rodriguez and the shortstop Carrera. Bessemer has his second hit of the ball game, a 1-out base runner for COC here in the 8th inning. Bessemer, a Baltimore chop back in the 6th for a base hit. There was nothing that Rodriguez could do. This time, a little bit more of a hard chopper by him. Brady Yeaman will come to the plate. Bessemer, big lead, stepping a dive back. As Pineda checks on him. Yeaman, 2 RBI single back in the first. Reached on a fielder's choice and scored in the 5th. Disengagement number 1 for Pineda. Only 1 more remaining. Bessemer in motion. He's going to be thrown out by a while. It's an excellent throw by Tofola. So Bessemer cut down stealing for the 2nd out of the inning. And it was ball 1 on the pitch. For Canyons, offensively, 68 stolen bases this year. 39 stolen bases on 49 attempts coming into the ball game. So they don't run often. 11th time this season they've been caught stealing. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch is in for a strike. Makes it 1-2 to Brady Yeaman. The moment it looks like it'll be Rendo's 9th to start. See a bunch of bodies standing around out in the bullpen. Ricky Sturm was up at one point. Wesley Yim out there bouncing around. Zach Skierback also kind of standing around, but nobody doing anything. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to Yeaman. Waits on the Pineda delivery, lifts it in the air to center field. Polanco going back after initially breaking in. Will find it and make the play, and that'll end the inning. So the minimum for Pineda after he catches Bessemer stealing after a base hit. We go to the 9th. Canyons, 12-7 lead. For a time could Zuniga, Polanco, and Rodriguez. As Rendo will work the 9th, trying to finish it out for Canyons. Right now, Stanchfield in line for his first win of the season. Left with a 9-7 lead after the 5th. Get the minimum amount. Rendo can close this one out without giving up the lead. Canyons will get their 15th win of the year, and you'll get Chad Stanchfield his first win of the season. The ball's a 1-strike count. This ball lifted down the line and left, twisting foul. Zuniga hits it hard, but hooks it foul. So 2 strikes here. Rendo's had the ball hit hard on him a couple of times. Got bailed out by a good defense. Or really, I should say good defensive positioning, as it was a full ball that was hit right at Michael Hogan, and then he was able to double off Jaime last inning. Good battle that time from Zuniga. Was fooled on the pitch, kind of just waved his bat out there and got a piece of it to poke it into foul territory off to the right. Still no balls and 2 strikes. One of the final 3 home games we'll have here at Mike Gillespie Field this season. Zuniga fights it off again. We'll have both of them for you here next week against Antelope Valley College. Their longtime College of the Canyons rival. Good 0-2 that time from Rendo after a couple of foul balls. Pumps a fastball in there for a strike. 1 away. First strikeout for Jake Rendo today. In an inning and a third. Here's Eric Polanco, solo 2-run, or excuse, not a solo, a 2-run home run back in the 4th inning. His only hit of the ball game. Fastball misses down. 1-0. Rendo very over the top in his motion. Comes straight downhill at you with the fastball. One of the harder throwing pitchers for Canyons this season. That one in for a strike. 1-1. This one chopper towards third. It's going to get by Hogan. Polanco headed to second. Throw from Yeaman not there. Bessemer thought that Polanco might have been off the bag, but he was not. Error on Michael Hogan, his 2nd of the ball game. Here's Josh Rodriguez. Rodriguez singled back in the 4th. It's 1 for 4 today. Good pitch from Rendo, evens the count at 2-2. Waiting on the Rendo 2-2. Called strike 3 as they take out Rodriguez on strikes. Brian Hernandez better be careful here. He marches all the way down from third base. 2 down, second strikeout for Rendo. And Mission down to their final out. Here's Julian Weiss. Walked, grounded into a double play, and struck out twice. That ball gets away from Collado on a wild pitch. Six wild pitches now in the season on Rendo. That one gets away from Collado again. Two balls, one strike to count here to Julian Weiss. Rendo's pitch in for a called strike 2, and it's 2-2. So Weiss down to his final strike here. Mission down to their final strike. Rendo trying to finish it off. This ball hit in the air to right center field. That'll get down for a base hit as Weiss, his first hit of the ball game, extends his hitting streak to 13 as he's in with a stand-up 2-out double. As you can score Eric Polanco from third. Mission gets one back. And that's going to bring Ryan Paramo out. To try and settle Rendo down a little bit. Make sure he understands the situation here. Facing Perez, who's hitless in 3 at-bats. Rendo back to work here against Perez. Off speed, misses down. 2 balls and no strikes. It's got Ricky Sturm trying to heat back up here. Two-0 in for a strike. Evens it here at 2-2. So you might see Sturm here if Rendo cannot get through Perez, who fouls it back. That would put the tying run in the on-deck circle. Sturm has worked as both a closer and a starter this season. Leads the team in saves with 3. This ball off the glove of Collado, up in the air. They reach up pretty high to try and get it. Oh, another wild pitch against Rendo. The count runs to full here against Perez. 3-2 misses. Now mission runners on the corners. Potential tying run in the on-deck circle brings Chris Cota out. As you lead by 4, but you're going to go to your closer here in Ricky Sturm, and now what has become a save opportunity. So you go to your closer, Ricky Sturm, here after Rendo falls into some trouble here in the 9th. It's interesting. Thought maybe you'd see Sturm, who had an excellent start his last time out, his last appearance against LA Valley on the 10th. Picked up the win, went 8 2/3, gave up 10 hits, 8 runs, 4 earned with 1 walk and 3 strikeouts, but still. 8 2/3, just 2 runs allowed. I'm sorry, it wasn't a 4-2 win. I'm reading my stat sheet wrong. It's his 4th win of the season to get to 4-2. The outing before that was a pretty solid one for Sturm as well against Bakersfield. But going to go with him as the closer today. 5.74 ERA in 47 innings for Ricky. 35 runs, 30 of them earned with 9 walks and 18 Ks. He'll face Adrian Jaime. And actually, they're going to pinch hit for Jaime with Ruben Lira. 300 average for Lira this season. 2 for 3 the other day with a walk. First pitch from the Submariner. Sturm misses down. There it takes a strike on the inside. One fouled away. Lira down to his last strike. Sturm trying to finish out the save. It's a 4-run lead, but with the potential tying run in the on-deck circle. And Ricky Rodriguez, who's gotten 2 hits and 3 at bats today. He'd love Sturm to finish this out. A fly ball, left center field. Yeaman going back. Cannot find as it bounces off the bottom of the wall. 1 run comes home. They'll go second and third here as Lyra an RBI double. And now Mission within 3 and the tying run at the plate. So a good selection pinch hitting that time for Brian Hernandez. A double off of Sturm by Lyra that brings home a run. And now Ricky Rodriguez, who's gotten a couple of hits today, trying to make it a 1-run game. Base hit would score 2. More than likely here. Nothing in 2 here, and again, LA Mission down to their final strike. Both the runs in the inning charged to Jake Rendo. Sturm goes way outside that time, trying to get Rodriguez to chase. This ball hit on the ground toward short. Kuatani gathers, long throw, but he's got him, and that'll end the ball game. So Sturm will pick up the save as he gets Rodriguez to ground out to end the ball game. Stanchfield comes away with the win, his first of the season. Canyons gets to 15 and 21. Final out at 5:20 in the afternoon here at Mike Gillespie Field as the Cougars take it 12-8 over LA Mission. A good one nonetheless. That'll do it for us this week. We'll see you next week. Back-to-back baseball games on Tuesday and Thursday against Antelope Valley College. Have a good one.